Hey everybody, Frank Ray here. Once again, I have a unique wholesale hot seat going on today. We're actually doing it via phone. I have on the line with me Erik Anderson, and he is with First Fractional Funding. Are you there with us, Erik?
Sure am. Thanks, Frank.
All right, great. Erik has a unique thing going on. First, where are you based out of, Erik?
We are based out of Greenwood Village, Colorado, which is just a suburb just south of Denver, Colorado. And our corporate office is in Kansas City.
Okay, great. So tell me a little bit about First Fractional Funding. Do you guys have a specialty thing that you're doing?
Funny that you ask, Frank. Yes, we absolutely do. We play in a very small sandbox called the fractional interest property industry.
Okay.
And, what we do is we lend mortgages to consumers who are buying fractional interest properties in resort locations such as Vail, Colorado, Destin, Florida, Sugar Bush, Vermont, Lake Tahoe in California, or on the Nevada side, down in Arizona on a golf course. So, yes, we only do this. We don't do any A paper, B paper, C paper. Okay. We only do a fractional mortgage for folks buying these fractional properties.
Okay, so if there's some of us out there that don't really quite get the fractional thing, two questions. Number one, are those the only states you'll do, or what states can you handle?
We're only limited to the broker's licensing. So we are a division of a national bank. We have a federal charter. So whatever we can do, you can do. That's correct.
Okay. Now, give us a little explanation on this fractional stuff here. What does that really mean to us? I mean, how does that actually work?
The fractional industry is made up of folks who, instead of going out and buying a condo now in Vail, Colorado, for, let's say, $2 million or $3 million, folks started to think, well, why am I spending $2 million when the thing sits empty for 11 months of the year?
Right.
Or maybe 11 and a half months of the year. And so developers started listening to that, and I would say it's a derivative of the timeshare, but the level of construction and the property is completely different. It's a 180 from a typical timeshare property. And so these folks, whereas timeshare previously was all right-to-use contract, fractional is deeded ownership. People are buying a 1/8 uninvited interest in a unit or a single-family home.
Wow. Okay.
And so this is, absolutely usually, tax deductible. It is, something where they're either taking advantage of owning real estate. So the appreciation, it is their appreciation. They're not sharing with somebody else.
So let me ask you this. Is this the kind of thing where the property itself has to be kind of put on the market with that in view? Or is this the kind of thing where you can get 10 people, they can all get together and they can pick what house they want to buy and all, own 1/10?
Typically, it is something where it's being offered on a fractional basis, and we will approve the property through our project approval process, and then it will then be ready to have loans made on the property. So whether it's an independent property, which we kind of define as either a single-family home that is in a resort area, or a single condo within just a condo building that is converting kind of from a whole ownership plan to a fractional plan, that is an independent property. And so sometimes those deals can come in several different ways, but sometimes, it'll be a couple of friends, sometimes it'll be a couple of investors coming in together that are buying second homes together. But the majority of the projects that we see are projects that are, they're designed this way because you have to have CC&Rs and bylaws and operating rules such to tailor to the fractional use.
Got it. So, wow, I'm just thinking about this for all of our guys. They're probably wondering, well, that's cool. Now I can do the loan. How do I find the buyer and the property to fit it? I'm just wondering, is there anywhere that they can go to look for, where they can look to find the properties that are offering this, and then perhaps they can get that to their database of people saying, hey, did you know you could buy an 8% ownership in this property or that property? Do you have any insight to that?
Well, absolutely, and we've gone one step farther. Using your username and password that you now have as being one of our approved brokers, you can access our website, and on our website you can click on the link that says approved projects.
Wow! Now
and
within
that link, any project that is listed there has been approved by us, and you can make loans in.
That's cool. So we can go. What's your website then?
It is www.firstfractionalfunding.com.
Now this is pretty cool. So we can go onto this website, we can see the projects that are approved, and we can get that info to our database of people, and if they're interested, we can handle the loans then through you.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
That sounds pretty good. That sounds real good. So let me answer this question. Can we still do it the other way if they find a house on their own and they want to do that? Can you handle that or no?
We can. We would put them in touch with either a consultant or an attorney to draft the paperwork for it to be put together the way that it needs to be.
Perfect.
And then we would, approve that project and help them through the process. But really, we're kind of at the end of that bunny trail, but would put them in touch with the folks that they need to be in touch with at the beginning of it.
To do it right. So let me ask you this. Now, if I wanted to buy one of your approved projects, the 8th ownership, are we putting down payments, or what kind of products are we offered? What works there?
Yeah, in a nutshell, our product is very similar to any conventional product that you've seen. So we have a 3, 5, 7, and 10-year arm.
Okay.
They're fixed for those periods. We have a 5-2-5 cap system.
Okay.
We have no prepayment penalties.
Okay. What about down payment? What about down payment requirements?
Down payment, depending on property and borrower, is anywhere from 20 to 30% down.
Okay, so we need an investment. What about credit score requirements?
Credit score is a 700.
Okay.
And the debt-to-income ratio is 45%.
And it's full doc only?
And that is for full doc and for stated. Now, our stated is only reserved for those self-employed and commission folks. It is not for the wage earners.
No W-2s. Okay. And so what about reserves?
Reserves, we have an interesting way of looking at reserves. It's more of a make sense than really what the reserves kind of dictate as a requirement. But we're looking at the far right-hand column of the 1008. There's a section that says something to the extent of total all monthly debts. So if they're running $5,000 a month in total all monthly debts, then we would want to see 5 months of that for a full doc and 10 months of that for a stated. So 25 and 50 respectively.
Okay,
now, with the stated, I might add, Frank, that it really does have to make sense. So if somebody's making, $25,000 a year, and
we'll have them talk to you.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
We'll have them talk to you about that. I'm just running a little short on time, so real quick. So if they have a line of credit on their existing homes, that's no problem for the down for you?
Not a problem at all.
Okay, so that's fantastic stuff. Okay, I'm going to get your information out to them, Eric, and you might be getting some calls. But wow, what a cool thing to prospect with, and it's really neat that you can do that. So. Fantastic stuff, man. I'm going to post all your stuff up here. You might be getting some calls. So I want to thank you for being on the show.
Well, thank you, Frank.
All right, you have a great day, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, you guys, go get them. That's good stuff. See ya.